name is Aaron Black, and I'm a sophomore entrepreneurship major, and this is my application for Entrepreneurship 490, the J-term class of Silicon Valley. So what value is there in a college education, and what do I hope to gain from the course? Today, going to college and school in general seems to be too focused on just getting the grades that you need to graduate and get that degree. Honestly, the degree, it means nothing if you didn't learn anything along the way. To me, the value in a college education isn't what's at the end, but the journey that gets you there. The skills, the experience, the way of thinking that you develop along the way. I would rather get a B or a C in a course and actually learn something than to get an A and learn nothing. And that is what I hope to gain from this course. I mean, obviously I'd love to get an A, but I'd love to learn something new, get an experience, and gain skills that I can develop and draw upon in the future. An example of the most innovative thing that I've ever done and why I consider it innovative. I've done several things that I consider innovative, especially with some of the projects for engineering classes that I took last year, like Engineering 171 and 150. I came in thinking that I was going to be an engineer, and obviously that changed, but how about something to set me apart? I'm an Army ROTC cadet, and while this might not be the most innovative thing that I've ever done, it's probably going to be more interesting than me telling you about making a mini fridge into a bookshelf. Earlier this semester, we did a practical exercise in which I had a team of advisors and faced off against a classmate who had the rest of the class as his advisors. We were pitted against each other in a battle. I was a horde of zombies, and he was the last few surviving humans on Earth in a fortified compound. Without getting into the details, I eventually was cut off from my own advisors and had to proceed through the exercise, making my own decisions without having any time to think. I ended up baiting him into attacking me when he probably shouldn't have, gave him a move that he was easily anticipating, and thus tricked him into thinking that he was winning, all while sneaking around behind him to wipe him out. And why is this innovative versus, say, making that bookcase out of a mini fridge? Well, I had to think on my feet, and I had to figure out something that he wasn't expecting, something that he didn't think that I was going to come up with, or something that we hadn't learned, something that wasn't doctrinal, and apply that. The person that I admire most and why. Personally, I have quite a few people that I admire or consider heroes, but if I was going to pick one and talk about them, I would pick Wells Crowther. Wells, to me, is a great example of an ordinary person doing something extraordinary. This is important to note because you don't have to be a superhero to make a difference. In fact, you don't even need to do something heroic. Sometimes it's just the simple hello or simple smile that's going to change someone's day. But back to Wells. Wells died in the 9/11 attacks, but not before saving what is estimated to be several dozen people. After the South Tower was hit, he made 2 trips down the staircases, helping people to evacuate the building. He headed back up the staircase a 3rd time, and he never made it back down, because shortly after that the tower collapsed. When his body was found several days later, it was found next to firefighters and EMTs who were trying to help people escape. Can I be a follower, or do I prefer to be a leader of a team, and have I ever had to sacrifice my personal desires for the good of a team? I hold the opinion that you cannot be a leader without being able to follow first. I will adapt my position to whatever I or what others think is best for the team. I've gone from telling my coaches that I didn't want to be captain of my hockey team my sophomore year of high school because I didn't think that a few players on the team would respect me enough to be effective, to now training to be an Army officer. Anything else you should know? Well, you probably picked up that I came into St. Thomas as an engineering major. And while I may have switched majors, that doesn't mean that those characteristics and attributes that drove me in that direction in the first place have disappeared. I've always loved taking things apart and putting them back together, knowing how they work, or envisioning and growing ideas in my head. I just happened to realize that I wasn't meant to do it the engineering way. I was meant to do it from a business side. Other things that might be important to mention, I've had a ton of fun this semester starting up Tie Guys Ties for the Lemonade Stand Project. Go check it out on Facebook. I've already won numerous awards for ROTC, including the award which is presented to the top cadet in their class for any given year. I've had 2 internships, one as a manufacturing intern at Orion Industries in Auburn, Washington, and the other as a summer intern for the Governor of Illinois' office before my senior year of high school. I've also worked as a caddy and a hockey camp instructor, and like I said before, I just think that this would be an amazing experience, not just for a resume, but something that I can learn from and draw from in the future, and I hope that you will consider me as an applicant. Thanks. Bye.